it's Emma
and Emily,
Molly,
and this is EmsChillinCheeky, and today we are doing a video.
What we're planning on doing is telling you guys our opinions over the last 4 years of One Direction.
Before you click off or, judge us.
We are not Directioners. We do not identify as being Directioners.
We are not part of the One Direction fandom, but we are also not haters of One Direction, which is why we thought we'd give you a unique opinion. Yeah, Molly was, I guess, in the age group where they're going to grow up with One Direction as being, the top boy band of their time. Emily's was kind of like the Jonas Brothers, and mine, that was where One Direction... Yeah, Big Time Rush. No, that was where mine, One Direction was kind of formed in my generation, I guess, as, a preteen, teenager stage. So, we thought that we'd give you our varying opinions on them. So let's start where it all started back in 2010 when the group got together. They were on X Factor, and Simon Cowell put the group together, and I didn't know who they were.
I didn't know who they were, and the first time I heard about them was from my friends after they actually got off X Factor, I think.
My friends didn't know who they were either. So when they started coming to the U.S. and they released What Makes You Beautiful, I think that's the song that it was, I listened to it and I was like, oh great, another boy band. Because I'd just gotten over the Jonas Brothers phase and the Big Time Rush phase, and I was like, this is stupid, they're trying to be the Beatles, so I didn't care. And Molly, how did you feel?
I didn't really know who they were, first off, and then I listened to What Makes You Beautiful and I liked it, so I researched them, and then, that's when I started,
But were you ever, a
liking
big One Direction fan at that age?
No.
Okay.
So, next up, it's kind of in the coming 2 years, how did you think about them any differently?
I went through this phase where I, didn't like him at all, and I was just like, wow, no. It wasn't that I hated them or that I even hated their music. I was just like, you guys aren't really worth my time to listen to, because I was more into listening to stuff like the Beatles and Journey and, old songs.
Yeah.
I didn't want to listen to the pop little One Direction boys. I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, because during that time, we were actually getting into quote-unquote good music, and we weren't interested in the pop crap that's been created by Disney stars and Nickelodeon stars.
We didn't care.
We didn't care for it.
Anymore.
We were done with the whole teenage phase, and we pretty much moved over, even though we're still teenagers.
I'm still a teenager, yeah.
Next up is when we actually started getting slightly interested into what One Direction does.
Interesting story. Okay. If you don't know who Restless Road is,
Restless Road was also created by Simon Cowell in this last season of America's X Factor. They made it to the Final Four.
We went to a concert and got to meet them and heard them sing this Story of My Life. And I'd heard about this song. My friends that were Directioners sent me links to it, and I just didn't really feel the need to watch it until I heard the song.
Yeah.
And then I got kind of interested in them because I was like, oh, that's not that bad. Of course, I still liked Restless Road's version better than One Direction's. Don't hate me, Directioners.
Well, also, if you haven't seen it, them singing it, just so you can compare why we decided that we like it because of Restless Road. In the last month, we really started liking One Direction because we actually looked them up, and we noticed that since we did like Restless Road and we followed them along their X Factor journey and saw everything that they had to go through, we noticed One Direction had to have gone through the same thing.
Okay. I think what interested me, literally one day I was sitting in my room and I was listening to the One Direction version of Story of My Life, and I was like, I wonder if theirs is any good. And I looked up Story of My Life and I got 30 seconds through and I was like, I don't want to watch this. But a few weeks later, I searched One Direction again, and I clicked on You and I was like, they're not that bad, and they're kind of cute.
They're kind of cute.
So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I like this song. And I did watch Story of My Life all the way through and Best Song Ever, and I found out that they were kind of amusing for me to watch because they were funny, it seemed, and like their voices were nice. So just to wrap it up, we aren't Directioners. We're just liking them more.
We have several more things and opinions that we'd like to say about One Direction, such as
in our perspective, how we think that the band has evolved, and I guess also how we feel about individual members of the band.
Yeah, so
because our opinions really vary.
Yeah,
they do. So that should
and
be
they
fun.
Change about every hour.
Oh yeah,
so we're thinking we'll do another video separate to this one soon and let you know those opinions if you're interested. So,
and if you have any opinions on this matter,
please put them down in the comments and we'll respond to those in the video also.
If you're there. If you're not, then
yeah. And if you're interested, you can like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the other videos.
Subscribe to my channel. No, seriously. So
say bye, Fluffy.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you guys later.
So thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. Hi.
No.
Hey. Stop. Stop swinging.
I wasn't swinging.
I don't care about the mosquito.
And now one of her favorite songs is Story of My Life.
No, it's not.
I
Like You and I. That's my favorite song, I think, by them. Not by everybody.
Yeah.
But by One Direction, I like You and I. Except for Harry's close up.
Oh,
edit that out.
Okay.
But Harry's like...
Am I... Keep going. I don't think you're close enough. Hurry.
Come on, Em. Sit back down.